smoke weed every day.
What's the motherfucking deal? I sincerely apologize for the tardiness. I'll say, it's just been a little bit of a day. I told you I was the old lady birthday, and I've been kind of backwards on a bunch of stuff, and I ran upstairs to get some shit in order, fucking misplaced the keys, and just a bunch of other things happened all at one shebang. But we are in the den. We are ready to roll. We are in here live with Man Up, and we're gonna talk about plenty of things. We're gonna discuss. I see you, Heidi. But here's the thing. We're gonna talk about travel tonight, man. We're gonna talk about why you should travel. We're gonna talk about some traveling adventures. We're gonna talk about some things, places that you guys have been. We'll open up the Kushline a little bit later, so you guys can kind of, and bring in your comments. You can speak your mind about whatever else it may be. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, it's plenty to discuss, man. Mr. Man Up, how are you doing this evening?
I can't complain. How you doing today? I'm ready to go and get this going because, I've done a lot of traveling, mostly here in the United States. Traveled outside the country once and, got a little bit of experience to talk about.
Okay. Good deal. So I hope folks will be looking forward to that. And like I said, again, I want to hear y'all's lines, y'all's stories too. And like I say, we'll open up the Kushline so y'all call in and share some of those directly. But, traveling is, I think, a very essential part of life. I think if you don't take the opportunity to get out and see something different than what you're used to, I think you limit yourself. I don't think you get the growth that you need, to develop fully. I mean, I don't want to say develop. I mean, you are going to be who you are. Some people are going to live, wherever they are, and maybe they might live in a big city and never travel. They may interact and meet all kind of people who, inspire them, who motivate them. But I think that you have to go see how other people live in other places, just kind of see the differences. And I think that you need that to really have a better understanding of the way the world works. Now, you say that you've been, mostly around the U.S., but you've been a lot of places. What is the most interesting place that you've been? And no, Heidi, it's not traveling to Taco Bell. It's a short visit when you go to Taco Bell. That's not considered travel. It's just a visit.
Oh, sorry, that was a good one. I think the most interesting place I've been, I have to say, is outside of the U.S., is Jamaica. When I went there, I've seen a lot of interesting things. Because when I went to Jamaica, that was my very first time leaving the country. My very first time. And it opened my eyes up to a whole different perspective on things. So when I went, I saw how they live, how they work, how they do a bunch of different things. I talked to a lot of people that's from there, while here in the United States. But actually, when I went, I got to see a bunch of different things. And Braden Ball said he went to Louisiana and it was ghetto. But when I went to Jamaica, it was the most wonderful feeling. And when I came back, I recommend that to everybody. Then I started saying, you know what? You don't just go there. Go here and there. Go anywhere. Because to me, personally, it opens your eyes to a whole bunch of different things. Now, you might not like that. You might want to go to China. You might want to go to Europe. You might want to go to Spain, whatever. I say, if you can and if you're comfortable doing it, I say do it. Because you're going to, for example, me personally, you're going to end up saying, this is a great experience. I'm glad I did it. I got to learn some things, whether you like it or love it. You get to learn some stuff. Yeah. And stuff they don't teach you in school about other countries, stuff that they don't teach you here in the U.S. about other countries, because here in the U.S. they make it seem like this is the greatest country and those other countries ain't nothing. Yeah. I mean, look how they do bad about Canada. But So I recommend you go and experience things yourself, or do some research on it before you decide to go. However you do things, it's your business. But I always recommend it to just do things.
Yeah. Okay. I think that, different strokes for different folks, and some people may not be as comfortable going to certain places.
Yeah.
But I see T'Challa saying, going to Dominican Republic was the most humbling experience of life. Canada is beautiful. And I see Danny always with the goddamn Africa questions. Yeah, I want to go to Africa, damn it. Like, of course I do. I want to travel the entire world, just not just Africa. There are several different places. Now, I haven't had the luxury of venturing outside of the country. Was definitely limited for a while, and there's definitely some things I need to take care of before I decide I need to I go out. Cause see, if I fuck around and get out of here, I might not come back. So I need to make sure I got everything in order, because it's so many other things. Something like I say, I watch a lot of stuff, and I just kind of see things, and I do have a short list of places I would like to go. But when you say you went to Jamaica, what is the thing that stood out the most to you whenever you went to Jamaica? What was the thing that kind of motivated you or changed your perspective the most?
Well, before I went, I worked with some people that's from Jamaica, and when I was telling them me and my wife had booked a trip for our honeymoon to go on Jamaica. Like I said, this was over 10 years ago, but I'm gonna get to recently, in a minute. But when I went, before I went, I was explaining to people I was going, blah, blah, blah. And people were saying, go here, try this, try that. And, like you said, different strokes for different folks. It is what it is. That's what makes this world so great. But the most important thing that stood out to me was the hospitality. These are, no matter what people say, from my personal experience, I'm gonna phrase that to the death of me. And I know everybody's experience is different, but from my personal experiences, these are some of the most friendliest people you will ever meet in your life. No matter what nobody's ever said. That's the reason why I say, if you can and if you're willing to, do it. Now, another thing that stood out to me was actually going there and trying their food there in their home country, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, if you get some Jamaican food here in the U.S., of course, it's going to taste different. Of course, the atmosphere is different, blah, blah, blah. But going there, eating that food, I had the first thing I had to eat when I landed was an omelet. I swear that was the best damn omelet I ever had in my life. I literally looked at this guy. I said, "Hey, can I bring you back with me?" He looked at me like I was funny. He looked at me stupid. He was like, I say, "Hey, man, this omelet is the bomb." No. It was just a regular all-meat omelet. It wasn't nothing fancy about it, but it was the shit. I was like, "Damn, this is good." Then like I said, then I got to experience, some of their struggles there, the poverty there, some of the rich lifestyles they have there. Like I said before in the last Kush we did, when we ended it, I got to see Bill Cosby's house. That is a huge fucking house. Excuse my language, but that place is huge. And I got to know what KFC stands for in Jamaica. It's not Kentucky Fried Chicken. I give you a guess of what you think it might stand for. What you think? KFC.
Let's see. I have no idea.
They call KFC keep from cooking. That's what they keep from cooking. So, but when I went, I gave you policy Kentucky Fried Cannabis.
That's along the lines I was thinking. I was thinking something to see with the cannabis, because the Jamaicans are known for the ganja and the herb, and so that's why I was just sitting there like, it's something with cannabis, maybe. I'm like, nah, but that might not be the case. So that's probably where my mind was. But yeah, go ahead. I'm saying me to cut you off there.
No, that's all right. Go ahead, go ahead. But yeah, I was I still to this day find that hilarious. But keep I mean, this is just a bunch of things. Their culture, their lifestyles, their sense of humor, their everything. Uh, and that's what I try to tell people. I mean, like I said, you might not want to go there. You might want, because my wife, her dream vacation was to go to Brazil, and so it's a different thing, for different people. And my wife, like I said before, she's not from Germany, but she was raised in Germany. So,
what happened?
excuse me, now, sorry about that. But I talk a lot about that too as well. You experience some things when it opens your eyes when you see for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I tell people to do things.
Okay. Now, just a wild guess out there. Do you think that Bill Cosby still has the property in Jamaica? Do you think they didn't try to?
I don't know. That's a totally different story. So I couldn't possibly tell you that one.
That's wild, man. Like I say, Jamaica's a very interesting place, though. That's definitely a place I'd like to spend some time. I know a lot of folks. Well, I call everybody from. See, this is why I say, like, when I tell all the people who are of Hispanic descent, and they be like, "Oh, you called everybody Mexican." Don't feel bad, because I call everybody from the island Jamaicans. And there's plenty of islands. There's Trinidad. There's St. Croix. There's a bunch of them. They're all like in the same place. All Jamaica in my book. It's just easier for me to lump everything together. So don't get mad when I call all y'all Mexicans, but I call everybody's Jamaican. So it is what it is. It's just more convenient for Honcho to think that way. But what would you say? Like, seeing kind of how poverty is there, kind of how the situation is there, how did that affect your outlook on maybe impoverished people here in America? What's the word I want to say? Maybe upward mobility in here in America as compared to the opportunities that are available in America as compared to possibly in Jamaica. And, then what did you see, that was similar, and what did you see that was kind of different?
Well, I'm going to say this here. Speaking on that poverty, I said this when I came back to the United States, and I was telling my wife this. I was like, yeah, their country is poor, and they do have a lot of poverty. But from the short time that I was there and the things that I have seen, it seems that they are more willing to work themselves up out of poverty than here in the U.S. You see, because I've actually, driving by, enjoying the scenery, took a tour bus around from Montego Bay, Jamaica to Negril, Jamaica. And we was actually seeing, families building their own homes. Mom, dad, kids, out there building their homes. I actually seen that, and I was like, wow, I have yet to see that here in the U.S. Not saying it don't happen. Yeah. I just have yet to see that. It's like they're actually trying to get out of their situation. Yeah. And going to and seeing these different things, it's like their hustle game is so strong. Yeah. Put it like this, my personal opinion, it would take 10 American hustlers to even Jamaican hustler. I'm just being real. Yeah. Because them dudes, they on their grind. They on their grind. And I remember one time you was laughing at me when I said I do several different things. Yeah. And you were talking about the hay mines from the living company.
Yeah, mine, yeah.
That is real. Yeah. Trust me.
Got a tree job.
They ain't lying when they say I was 10, I had 3 jobs. They is not lying. Trust me. Them 10-year-old kids are out there working their ass off. Yeah. Trust me. They are not lying when they say that stuff. I was shocked to see that. And that's one thing I think that we need to adapt here in the U.S. Yeah. I'm not saying how some child labor laws, don't get me wrong, but
man, damn that, bring back the child labor. Put them kids to work, damn it. Nah.
Show them what the grinders really is. Trust me. that'll get rid of a lot of these spoiled kids in this country. Trust me.
Okay. So you're saying that it did, so it had an impact when you saw the hustle, you saw some things like that, and just the willingness to get up and out, and that's what it is here in America. The opportunities are actually limitless. When one door closes, other opportunities happen. You have to just kind of change your perspective. But I think a lot of people, they get so comfortable here, and, they expect things because, again, we have this sense of entitlement, as in this whole country. And I think that's just kind of crazy. But but I guess when you get so used to it, I guess some people, you have to see different. I guess, like you said, going, and we were talking about earlier that traveling allows you to see different things. And I guess if you stay in that same spot your whole life, you'll think that's the only way things are. You don't get to appreciate, the benefits that you have. Now, let's kind of bring it back into America. And, since I haven't really been too foreign, I want to be able to talk a little bit of shit myself. But what's the most interesting place inside of the country that you would say you have been to and has maybe had a significant impact on, in your life or your opinions?
You already know what I'm finna say right there. You already know I'm finna say that. Nah, let me stop. But the most interesting place here in the U.S. besides my hometown, Houston, I'm gonna have to say it has to be Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because we already know that city gets all the bad rep in the world. It gets all the bad rep in the world. But when I went there for the very first time, I want to say I was maybe 15, 16 years old, something like that. I forget exactly, but somewhere around there. But when I went and you go to Mardi Gras, you see some things, you have some fun. Then I go back and, when I'm an adult, can do things on my own. You start to see some things like, this ain't really what people make it out to be. Just the voodoo country, bunch of evil and stuff like that, bunch of haunted houses and ghosts and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Don't go to his hotel because this hotel will do this and that, all that stuff. And you're like, okay, you don't see all that stuff. I'm not saying it ain't true, because my mom, she's, technically from Louisiana. She's from, golly, it won't come to my brain right now. But anyway, she's from Louisiana. And when you go and you see these things, it's like, it's completely the total opposite of what people tell you. Or it might just open your eyes and say, I like this place, I don't like it, or I like certain things about this place. Now, I'm going to flip this around. I think the worst place I don't like here in the U.S. is New York. I hate it. Yeah. Hate it. Even though I just came back from New York a couple months ago, or a month or so ago, whatever, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Now, I'm not saying that because of what I've seen on TV. I'm saying that because I've been a bunch of times to New York, a bunch of times. Don't like it. I'm just saying, just don't like it.
Okay. Is it that East Coast mentality here? They say down south, we had that Southern hospitality, wherever you go along the third coast. But they say, on that East Coast, everybody's moving too fast. Everybody's too busy. They say even the cashiers are rude. Now, I've been to New York. I haven't been to New York City. I've been to New York, but not New York City itself. I had a chance to go, but I think I mentioned it one time. I missed my flight, fuck with my old drunk ass uncle, missed my little opportunity, and I was just kind of almost like, fuck it, and then I ain't never used the damn ticket. But anyway, that's the whole thing, because it was something I was supposed to go to. But, so what is it? I mean, is it that city lifestyle, is that mentality, that fast pace? What is it about New York that you don't care for too much?
You know what? It's not the fast pace, because Houston is a fast paced city. And that's not the fact that it's a big city, because Houston is a big city. It's not the crowdedness, because Houston is crowded. It just that, I guess you could say, because I'm from the South and it's the hospitality that we have, I put it to you like this here. I don't have enough camera space, but you got this much space to walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
You going like this here, you and the person passing by you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They will, let's just say you over here, they will literally come to you like this and bump you while you're going. And you looking at this fool like, didn't you see me? Can't you say excuse me? Was you paying attention? Blah, blah, blah. And T Chala, I think that's how he said. I'm not saying Houston is crowded as New York, but Houston is crowded. That's all I'm saying. But when is I don't know. I guess it's just more the fact that it seems to me personally that they got the rude, stuck up attitude because they think they're from New York and they think they're the best because it's been said that New York is the best city on earth and all that stuff. Well, it's true or not. Everybody has their own opinion. Some people love it. Love it is what it is. Cause my wife, she loves it because that was the first time she ever went. She said she loves it. But me personally, I hate it. But I guess it's just more the fact that I got the sense that they're stuck up. Yeah. And more the sense of the fact that they believe in all this crazy nonsense about themselves and because they're from New York or even New York City, all this, I don't know, because of their sports team or whatever, I don't know. But it's just that's the sense that I'm getting. And it's like, look, you can be taken down a peg just like everybody else, so you ain't nothing special just because you're from here or whatever. But, and that's what I don't understand about it. That's probably why I don't like it. But I think the second best place that I like the most is L.A.
Okay. I got a question before you jump to L.A., man. I see everybody in the chat. Did you step on anybody's Timbs while you were in New York? I know the Timbs, the Timberlands is a big deal. What you talking about?
No, I never stepped on anybody's Timbs, but I had to get on somebody for stepping on my J's. That's all I have to say.
How did Chris Rock say in that old song, man? Don't do the next 4 years in jail because somebody smudged your Pumas. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them make it. Just hit them with a little elbow and just tell them, man, get up off me, man. I remember I got into a little kerfluffle in the club one time because somebody stepped on my new J's. Damn it, I was trying to look fresh. But so what about L.A.? What is it about L.A. that you like? I heard L.A. got some bad traffic. So what is it about L.A. that appeals to you?
Yeah, they got some bad traffic. I think it's the worst traffic in the world, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But besides the smog and all that crap, I think the best thing about L.A. is the culture. It's the fact that they're willing, hey, man, come on, let's go over here. Let's do this, let's do this. They know you're a tourist or you ain't from there or whatever. And they're more friendlier, I guess you could say. They're more like, hey, let me show you the best things about my city. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's talk about this. All that crap, stuff like that. Which is cool. And I would do that too if you came to my hometown and I knew you was a tourist or outsider. I'd be like, hey, let me see what the best this city has to offer. I ain't gonna be like New York and be like, get the fuck out of here. Have that little nasty attitude towards you. Just because I'm from here or whatever. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think I like the best about LA, excuse me.
Okay. I gave you possibly I went to LA and saw a swole ass crackhead. Hey, they all over the place, man. Don't underestimate the power of crack. All right, I'm just telling you, look, hey, and you'll be surprised. Look, anyway. But that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, man. Me personally, like I said, I've been a few places. I think I've been more east than I've been west. Now that I think about it, and Prius is everywhere in L.A. Yeah, California. California. And I would say, aside from the people there, I think one of the places that I enjoyed the most because I remember kind of back in high school, we took a road trip. We spent about 2 weeks on the road. A week heading towards Disney World. We ended up going to Disney World. I want to say in Orlando. And wherever it is, I'm going to say it was one. It's been so long. I'm old. I forgot too much shit. We took a week, on the way getting there. So we kind of stopped. Like each day we took an RV, so we would stop each day at a different place. So we stopped and we were in Bama for a little while, in Louisiana for a little while, and we were in New Orleans for a bit. We went to that what was that place? Jazzland, that little amusement park they had there, and it was cool. And had this shirt. I remember them dudes. They you know, that New Orleans. They said, "Bruh." You know, they had a little shirt that said Third Coast Born on. You know, remember the song Third Coast Born, we Texas raised. And they said, bro, what you know about the Third Coast, bro? Like, shit, we is the Third Coast. What you talking about? This Texas. Texas is the Third Coast. Y'all just loosely affiliated. You know what I'm saying? But again, so like I said, it was cool. Like I say, wasn't no issues, you know. And then like I say, Florida, man, just because that was the first time, I want to say it was in Destin, and I want to say, was it Panama City? Like I said, we had stopped around that time. That's when they had one of them MTV one of them MTV clubs or one of them houses, whatever it was out there. But the water, man, it was, you know, when you so used to seeing Galveston water, and we don't even want to talk about that. You know, I have nightmares. No telling what then brushed up against you if you ever walked out in Galveston water. You probably see some mutated fishes, like Blinky, the little 3-eyed fish from The Simpsons and shit. It's probably some shit like that out there. But just seeing water and walking out in the water, you know what I'm saying, and being able to look down and see the sand, the white sand, the clear water, you know, you actually do see fish swimming around by you, you know, and you're not worried because they ain't trying to attack you or nothing. You know, you ain't worried about stepping on a needle or some shit, you know, no telling what is there out there in Galveston. But, you know, and so I'll forever hold Florida, you know, a little bit as a enjoyable place. And then we went to, like I say, Disneyland and stuff like that. Getting to meet people from different places, you know, especially when you go to tourist destinations and you have people from all over kind of coming. You can share a little bit of culture. Met some folks from Alabama. They were the countryest, most off the wall people. But it was cool because, like I say, we kicked it for a little bit, and we were me and some of my best friends and some people. We were terrorizing the little resort at Disney World, but we made a connection with these people. You know, exchanged addresses, and they sent us a postcard. We never wrote back. It is what it is. You know, we was a little bit assholes, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? But to meet some of those people, I told y'all the story about Charles Barkley. I got his card. No way, I got his card. Met a little guy. I forgot where he was from. He was from somewhere on the East Coast with that crazy little accent. But I think places like that where, you know, one, you go to, like I say, a tourist destination where you go somewhere else away from home. You kind of see something different. You have a wonderful experience, but then it's also a place where other people congregate and they're away from home, and you can kind of just have that interaction. Saying you see how other people kind of respond to a similar situation. So I think that's kind of cool. Places like that are pretty cool. You know, and like I say, so I think that, you know, that has a little bit of impact. And again, you know, it's just Texas just has a certain feel to it, but sometimes you have to get away, you know, and to appreciate where you're from. I think that's a thing. Like sometimes when you get so used to just being in the same place all the time, you can become frustrated with it. You can become annoyed. But then when you go somewhere else, and like how you mentioned going to Jamaica and seeing that, you know, some of the impoverished stuff, some of the people who were well off, but then you come back home and you can appreciate, you know, what you have and the things that are available to you, that are accessible to you. And so that's something also, like I say, I kind of gathered from that. Hawaii was a dope place. And it's been a week. What?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I got to say, I've never been to Hawaii. That's my dream vacation. Now, my wife, when she was in the Air Force, she was stationed in Hawaii. And the one thing she said, because a lot of people get this misconception about those volcanoes in Hawaii, the 3 or 4 years she was there, there was never a volcano erupted. Yeah. They finally got a volcano erupted. What was it, a couple months ago, whatever it was, 3-4 months, or something like that. Yeah, that was the first one. Like what they said, 20, 30 years or somewhere around there.
Yeah, I know it had been a while because, like I say, yeah, I know that they're there, but I don't think that they that they, like you said, he said they don't go off like that. I think people just see volcanoes and they just have that misconception about stuff. You know, people like to be afraid of stuff for no reason.
And it's the same thing with California. They don't have earthquakes like that. When the last time you heard about California having an earthquake? So that's one thing I was trying to say. People will hear the bad thing. Oh, no, I ain't going there because of this and that. Oh, no, I ain't going there because of that and that and that. If you just get that out your head and you go, you will open up and see a lot of different things. Trust me. Yeah. It would open your eyes and be like, wait a minute, it's not as bad as people say it is. Or, whether you like it or not, you'll see it's not as horrible as other people make it out to be. I'm sorry to cut you off, but go ahead, finish it.
And I'm saying it was beautiful too. Like I say, the waters be like, honestly, with it all being said and done, and then we talk about travel, but I want to, and I know you got your retirement plan coming up, and I'm gonna ask you the same question that I'm gonna speak on. Honestly, like with places like that, I can understand why people retire and go to beaches and and stuff like that, because it's just a relaxing and environment. Hold on one second. And like I say, even in Hawaii and even in like Florida, like I say, those are places like aside from the people in Florida, because you always hear the crazy ass stories coming out of Florida. But if you can kind of get aside from that, I could see myself retiring near a beach, because I don't know. It just seems like people near beaches, even down in Galveston. I wouldn't say I want to retire in Galveston. I actually want to see some nice water. I don't want that temporary blue water shit. But it just seems like people who live near the water are just so much more relaxed. Yeah, earth, wind, fire, water. Yeah, look, when you live near the water, you know what I'm saying? Put the boat on the water. But I mean, my thing is, but going to Hawaii, man, it was beautiful. Another situation, like I said, we talked about tourist destinations. Can't lie, them prostitutes out there was balling, riding in big bodies on 24s and shit. Because we went out there with the team. We spent a week out there. We definitely had a good time. And you just thought it would be something different. Man, I'm going to tell you something, man. But you talk about, seeing different shit. Like, I would never think, you just think Hawaii. You think, oh, beaches. You think dancing hip girls. And you think, Samoans or whatever else. And, man, I didn't realize there were so many Japanese people in Hawaii. So that's like a travel, because I didn't realize how close it was, I guess, to Japan, or relatively close. A lot of Japanese people, a lot of Army folks, like the base out there. Again, another tourist destination, and just meeting people, interact. But people were quite a bit friendly out there, I guess, because I don't know if it's the vibe of the place or whatever it was. But the thing to me was seeing projects in Hawaii. Like, that's just something I never thought of until, I guess, I had seen it for myself first. Didn't see it on fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter. They was running his ass about the projects and shit. But motherfucking Hawaii got hoods just like anywhere else. And that's why I tell people, it's a funny thing. People could sell you shit. But, I mean, everywhere, it's a hood everywhere. It's real motherfuckers everywhere. Because, like I say, the motherfuckers Samoans and Tongans, whatever else, they get down just like anybody else. But I found that real interesting, man. And there was an MTV house there that we went and seen, to one of the Real World houses. We had actually had a chance to go dip over there and check out, and that was pretty cool. Then we got some tickets because we were it was a group of us. It was when I say we was with the team, and we had all went out and rented a bunch of these little cars. You know what I'm saying? And so we were probably like 12 deep, and so we hogging all the lanes, like literally on the fucking road. You know what I'm saying? And so we got pulled over. And so they got a line of us in the motherfucking thing talking about, hey, y'all got to hog one lane, because y'all can't be messing up traffic, doing all that. So then we end up going off to a park or something like that and trying to race each other in the park. And we got bothered again. You know what I'm saying? They talk about, look, y'all can't be doing this in the park because y'all race each other. But I mean, it was a cool deal overall. We still had fun. I wasn't paying attention. Wrecked one of them. Called myself trying to be fly. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my Mac on with some old chick in the car and shit. And then I ran into the back of my partner. And these was a fucking rental. So it dented some of that shit up. So when it was time to take it back, I kind of made that shit look like it was good. We just parked them hoes back up and caught up out that hoe. So I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm laughing. 335. What's the motherfucking deal? What time did you start the den today? But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's cool, man. I mean, and it's like when you go places, and I think that's what happens a lot of times. People go places and they let go. That's why you always hear these crazy stories and people having crazy trips and doing things. And it's good to let go sometimes. But, when you're on vacation, you don't have the burdens that you have in everyday life. And I think that's a good thing about traveling. Sometimes once you have everything together, you go out and you just get to experience, you know what I'm saying? You let go of all the day-to-day frustrations, and you just experience, and you get to soak all that stuff in, man. And I think that's another good deal that why I say folks should travel. Now, I saw Edman ask a question earlier along the lines of how does he know where he should travel? I think he was directing the question to you. So I'm going to try to go back and find it. Yeah, so how do people manage to live expensive places like LA, NY? But now he had another question. He said, if I wanted to move, how would I know what's the best place to move to? Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay. I saw the other one about the expensive. I didn't see the one about moving. Well, I'm going to answer both of them. The first one about how people manage to live in most expensive places, I've said this 100 times before. It ain't how much money you got, it's what you do with the money you got. That's just plain and simple. That's anywhere. Once you got $1, don't always just go try to spend that dollar, Try to multiply that dollar before you spend one, if that makes sense to you. Now, how you know the best place for you to move to if you want to? My personal advice, get all the information you can about all the different spots there is that you might want to go. Like Honcho was saying, he might want to retire and live by a beach. Check out all the places that have beaches on them, see which one you feel is the best for you. That has the, I don't know, you might not like nightclubs, that have the best nightclub on the beaches. Or you might want a quiet beach, or you might want beaches with the mountains or whatever, stuff like that, like Hawaii has. Things like that. So it's basically do your research before you do anything. Because I thought about that too when I retire. Not saying I will or I won't, but I'm considering moving to a beach somewhere. Want to move back down south. I know that for sure. But like that. But also too, I want to say to Ice Wallow, I'm not gonna finish that name. I appreciate that. I saw what you said earlier. So I appreciate that, but I'm not gonna finish that name because my little girl is still woke, so I'm not gonna finish that. Also, too, Braylon has not Braylon. I forgot. I gotta look at it again. But somebody had another question for me. I slipped my mind, but I'll find that later. But also too, Honcho, I want to kind of piggyback on what you said earlier about you said Asians in Hawaii. Like I said, I've never been. That's my dream vacation. But my wife, like I said, she was stationed in Hawaii, and she said that
you're doing
there's more Asians there than Samoans. I was like, seriously? So I was like shocked. I see what he child if I said that right. I see what he hooked you up there. And yeah, she was explaining to me that Hawaii, she believes, is the most diverse place on this earth. And I was like, why you say that? And she was like, if you ever go, you will meet someone of a different background every 5 minutes. I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, and it's because she was, I can't think of the name of that city right now that she was in. What? Golly, I gotta ask her, but she was telling me about it's not what people make it think, and it's not as human as you may think it is. She was telling me that Jamaica and New York is way more humid than Hawaii, and Hawaii is sitting all around water, and it's not as humid. Roderick Brooks said he just came back from Colorado for the first time. Seen a lot of people from Houston. Yes, there is a lot of people from Texas here in Colorado. I have met so many people that's from Houston, from Texas, period, that's here in Colorado. And the number one thing is, like you see right now, I'm wearing this Texan shirt. When I go somewhere, people, oh, you from Texas? Oh, you from Houston? Oh, I am too. Oh, I'm from San Antonio. I'm from Austin. Oh, I'm from Dallas. Or I'm from here or there, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Matter of fact, when I moved here to Colorado, I saw one of my old high school buddies I haven't seen in years. And I was like, what the hell? Because his family was in the Army. They got stationed in Hawaii. I mean, excuse me, not Hawaii, in Alaska before they were, here. And when I saw him, but, this place is a lot of people from Texas here. Trust me, a lot of people. And also, too, you mentioned something about Alabama. That's where my wife is originally from.
Okay.
Alabama. And I know the perception that Alabama has about, all the slavery stuff back in the day. Trust me, if you go, you will get a totally different vibe. I guarantee you. How's the altitude in Colorado? I see DeMarcus. It sucks.
You get some breathing issues with the altitude there.
I'm gonna put it like this here, man. I'm gonna put it like this. The climate here is so dry. I moved to Colorado when I was like 2 weeks before my 30th birthday. While I was in Houston, I never not once put on lotion. I have to soak myself in a bottle of lotion every freaking day. And here, I put it like this. I can buy a big-ass bottle of lotion like this big, and it's gone in like 3 days. Trust me. Trust me. The climate here is so dry. It rains a lot here, too. But it's so dry here. It is, oh, my God. Yeah. That's how I was, too, bro. I was out of breath. I would wake up, gasping for air. I'd be like, just waking up out of deep sleep, gasping for air until I got used to it. And so, yeah, it sucks here. But that's just my personal opinion. A lot of people love it here. They love the adventure here in Colorado. Like I said, the friend that I met up with, that I saw, I haven't seen in a long time, he said he loves it here. He don't want to move back to Houston because he loves it here. I mean, that's what he likes. So I'm not telling nobody don't try it. But I'm not saying just come up here for the weed. But I'm just telling you, come up here and try it. Go anywhere. Go to Utah. Go to Oklahoma. Go wherever. Try it.
And be careful going to Utah. They might convert you. You might go to Utah, come back a Mormon, and be a jazz fan and a Mormon. I don't know which one is worse. I mean, they both sound pretty bad, man. You got to be careful. Look, you go enjoy the site. But you talking about Colorado. So you ever go off into the mountains? Because I know I had some friends go out to Colorado, and they were doing some work, and then they took a little reefer vacay, and then they talked about going out into the mountains and checking. How are the mountains out there?
Oh yeah, it's a nice scenery. Trust me. From where I live at here in Colorado, I got the view of the mountains almost 360 degrees almost. It's a nice scenery. Don't get me wrong, it really is. It's a quiet place. It took me a while to get used to it because I'm used to the hustle and bustle in Houston. Then I moved here. It's like, damn, it's quiet. Damn, is everybody alive? Am I the only one here? Trust me, that's how quiet it is. But it's more relaxed here than in Houston. Don't get me wrong. Now it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's just that my personal, the way I feel, I just don't like it. It's just what it is. Now, also too, I tell people if they do come, you got to go to what's the name of that damn place? It's in Denver. I can't think of the name of it right now. God dog it. It'll come to me. But it's a sports bar in Denver. It reminds me of Houston so much. I don't know if the person who owns it is from Texas or whatever, but the layout of it, you'll see a bunch of Houston stuff like jerseys and signs and the way people treat you there, stuff like that. They act that southern accent, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think of the name of that place. God damn. It won't come to me. It'll come to me later. But anyway, it is a great sports bar. Trust me. And I got to think of it, and I'll let you know about it so you can tell them later. But God, because I haven't been in like a couple of years. But being here in Colorado, it's a great scenery. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. It's pretty. It's beautiful here. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's not my cup of tea. Now, things like that, but you got to use in Colorado. I'm not finna answer that question, Heidi. And I don't know where you're going with that, Heidi.
Oh, you know where Heidi going with Heidi. She goes take it to the brink.
That's why I've learned over time Lou dries up super fast. I'm not going there with you, Heidi. I'm not going there because I've seen a lot of your comments. I don't know if you mean something friendly or not. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Is there a lot of crime in Colorado? Put it like this. If you come from a small town like, I don't know, Utah probably, you'll probably say yes. I'm trying to think. But coming from a big city like me, hell no. This is the most quietest place I've ever been. Man, you vegetable good, super slick. Oh my God.
Man, I saw Tenny. Shout out to Joseph Tenny. What's the motherfucking deal? Tenny, if you're on later, man, let's get some pub action in, after the end if you're gonna be up. But my thing is, I saw him ask, what if you ain't got no money? How can you afford to travel? I think you gotta take daycations. You might not be able to have a staycation on a vacation. You gotta take a daycation. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta plan a little trip. A little short somewhere else. That may be a couple of hours. Wake up real early. You know what I'm saying? Take a little drive. Enjoy the spot for a little while, and maybe make your way back. You ain't gonna spend maybe hotel money, hotel fare, stuff like that. But have a little extra change to eat something. Just take a couple of hours to enjoy the sights and come on back. Or you could just go to Louisiana and gamble. I don't know.
I think another thing is too, look up the value of wherever you're trying to go, whether it's here in the U.S. or other countries. Look where you're trying to go and look up the value of their dollar. You will learn a lot on how to manage your money. For example, to live here in Colorado, it is expensive as shit.
Yeah, I heard.
But to live in Houston, it is damn near dirt cheap. You get paid more money in Houston than you do here in Colorado. But so I would say look that up, and you will, trust me, you'll narrow your choices down where you might want to go. So it just all depends. So because a lot of people, and that's another misconception about New York, it's not as expensive as people think it is. It is expensive, don't get me wrong, it is. But it's not as expensive as people think it is. Ed Man said, did you see the tweet Richard Sherman put on Twitter? He said Houston, great city with nice people, but it's super hot and doesn't understand how people handle it. You know what? I put it like this. When I first moved here to Colorado, it was in February. Like the 6th or 7th of February, put it like that. From Houston, it was like, 80 degrees, something like that, and very humid, of course. And then I come to Colorado, it's -7 degrees and snowing. I was freezing my ass off.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, I love the fucking heat, and I do. Even in the summertime here in Colorado, I'm still wearing long sleeve shirts and jackets and hats and shit because it's not really hot here. No. I mean, I know if you're from here and you're used to this and you probably don't know nothing else, then of course. But I was telling people, when it's 90 degrees on Christmas Day, you don't know how. Trust me.
Yeah. Man, that's funny because it reminded me of when I was out in South Dakota working, man. Went out there, and like I say, this is after, going to Hawaii, going to, Florida, all these other places, and having experience some decent weather. Go out there, and what was this? It was August. Yeah, matter of fact, it was like around this time, like of the year. It was like right about this time. And it was South Dakota, and the weather was about 70, 80 degrees. And they were saying they were having a heat wave. And I was like, what? This is like I literally had just got off the phone because I called my mom. She make sure, we made the trip up safe and everything like that. And I was just kind of checking in, see how she was doing. I was like, man, the weather up here is real nice. These motherfuckers up here dying. It's so hot. And they talking about they used to it being, 30, 40 degrees in the morning. And it might get up to, 50, 60 midday and then, drop back down because it did get real cold, shortly after that shit. But I mean, they were talking about they were down. I'm like, man, I'm just talking about how amazing it feels up here. It's feeling great. And they talk about it's a heat wave. I'm like, come on, man. But again, it's funny how, again, perspective, but then they say, when it's cold, when it's, 20, 30 degrees outside, they wearing T-shirts and shit, because they're used to that kind of cold weather. Like to me, I'm like, hell no, you know. I would be at work and having to load up in the morning. I'm talking about bundle up, thermal, extra shirt on, you know, all this other stuff. And then middle of the day, you know, I'm coming up out of it. And then by the time work over, I'm putting it back on. You know what I mean? It's just shit. I had to change 2 or 3 times just to be, you know, to really feel comfortable. But, you know, like I say, it is what it is. Again, like I say, you just kind of have to, you know, get adjusted to the environment, I guess. Or I don't know if the blood thickens or whatever it may be. All right, I gave you power, man. I appreciate you following through. Mrs. How do people in Colorado compared to Houston?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to interrupt you again.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's about the same as Houston because, like I said, maybe 50% of the people I met is from Texas. So not just Houston, but Texas, period. So I think it's about the same because you got a lot of friendly people. You got, like I said, it's quiet here. I mean, yeah, of course, you're going to have your nutcases. Of course, that's everywhere. Yeah. So, but, you know, for the most part, it's just about the same, you know, give or take, you know. Like I say, everybody's perception is different. So can't really say, you know, this was that. Of course, I'm going to say my hometown is better, of course, but and I'm not going to take the bias out of that. But it's about the same. It's about the same to the people here and stuff. Because here you got people from all over the country here. So because it's one of the biggest military states in the country, you know, it's Colorado. So that's probably the reason why. There's a couple of people here from New York too that I had to slap the shit out of a couple times. So I'm just being real. Yeah. I'm just being real. And there's a couple of people from New York that I'm real cool with. So it just, you know, how you take your perception on it. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah. When you talk about New York, it makes me think about this video. I know it was on World Star a couple of years back. It was a little black dude from New York, and he came down south. I want to say he was in Texas. Might have been up in the Dallas area, somewhere like that, talking crazy to some white dudes and just talking, you know, I beat your ass. I'm from New York, you know, New York City, son. And and when I say big chunky ass white dude beat the brakes off this boy, talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? They're like, people, we ain't scared of that fucking New York City shit. That shit don't mean shit down here. That might mean something to you up there when you go into them other East Coast cities or something, but that shit don't mean nothing down here. Like, man, fuck. Like, you think that you welcome to Texas, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit. We don't bar that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that works with a whole lot of stuff, though. That kills me too with people. You know, I'm from such and such. Okay, you in that hood now? You got some backup? Like, what good does that fucking mean? Like, what does that do? I think it was in Texas. I might be mistaken. It could have been but it was somewhere in the South that he came down. But I want to say he was in Texas that it happened, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've seen it. Or maybe I just want to give Texas some extra credit. And if that's the case, we'll do that too. It's okay. You know, hey.
Hey, I will say this here, though. A lot of people understand this here. I forgot, but no, this guy was from Oklahoma. I know this for sure. And he, it was one time with somebody from the East. I want to say it was New Jersey or something like that. He told this one guy, he was real country and friendly. Trust me, he was a big old cornbread Fred dude. I mean, he was a big old dude. He told this guy that was from the East too. I think it was New Jersey, but anyway, told him, he said, "Hey man, leave me alone. I ain't bothering you." And the dude just kept on, what you trying to do? What you trying to do? I'll whoop you out, blah, blah, blah. That big old, I'll tell you, when that big old country fed dude just laid him out, bam. Then he picked him up, dusted him off. He said, "You okay?" he was like, "Motherfucker, I'll whoop your ass." And that dude, bam, one more time, picked him up again, dusted him off, sat him there, and he went and called the police and told police what he did. Yeah. I'm like, that's us country folks. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that's homo, but that's us country folks. We're friendly until you piss us off.
Be cool as you want to be, but when you start crossing those boundaries and start, you know, getting disrespectful with it, then hey, you have to deal with those repercussions, man. So yeah, man, that's funny. That's wild. So we talking about, you know, vacation, we're traveling and things. So what's the one spot, the one dream destination that you could go to? No, we're not, the prices don't matter. We ain't talking about money. If you had all the money in the world you wanted to spend, what is the one dream destination that you would like to go to? How much time would you like to spend there? And what would it be that you would like to do there?
Well, like I said, my dream vacation is Hawaii. And I have looked it up before to go to Hawaii. And I'm just going to say this here, then I'm going to answer your question if you don't mind. But I looked it up, and the plane tickets alone was damn near $4,000. I'm like, God damn. Actually, that was my whole damn trip in Jamaica, and I spent 2 weeks there. Shit. But anyway, that's my dream vacation is Hawaii. Now, what Pacific spot in Hawaii? I don't know. I probably got to do a little bit more research on that before I say I probably might want to visit a whole bunch of different cities in Hawaii like I did Jamaica. Now, the one thing I want to do there, I would say enjoy the culture again, see what I want. I mean, see what they have versus the other places that I've seen. You know, things like that. See what they do, how they work, how they live. Same thing. You know, same thing. You know, see a little bit of everything. Like how they work, how they live, how they relax, how they like to eat, things they like to watch on TV. Like everything you like to do, see how they like to do it. You know, stuff like that. Because I've always found that fascinating about people showing me what they like, and I'll show you what I like. If you got an open mind, I think I got the biggest open mind there is. Because if you're friendly and you're like, okay, this is some of the things I like to do when I go here and I like watch this and blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, okay, that's cool, that's cool. Now let me show you what I like to do and where I like to go and blah, 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 things like that. So I want to see that again in Hawaii. Now, I also do want to go to on Dr. Rabbit stole my 13 sweets. I got to get that back. The only thing that I do not like about traveling so far overseas is the time frame it's going to take. Because my wife told me from America to Germany is about 16 to 18 hours. It kind of depends, but that's what she was telling me. I'm like, God damn. That's a long flight. Whew, that's a long flight. But that's the only thing that's kind of scaring me about that, because I don't want to take a long flight like that. Yeah. Because that takes up a lot of your vacation time, if you ask me. But yeah. I'm not saying I don't want to go, because I do. I really do. And I would do it. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I know that's the part I'm going to hate. But other than that, man, I got to ask you the same exact question. What's your dream?
Damn, dream destination.
Yep.
If we're going to go international, because like I said, I ain't really been international. There's actually a couple of places I'd probably like to go, but I've been saying the Amalfi Coast is a place that I'd like to go, because I've seen these pictures. I've actually had some friends who went and showed me some pictures, and there's this cave, and the water is so blue. It was almost as blue as that bullshit Galveston blue, but it's actually really that blue. And no, Heidi, if I want some big butt cheeks, they need to be authentic, not Kim K. I need the real shit. I don't want to, get to getting and then shit start splitting and fucking what's that shit? That goddamn caulk start fucking pouring up out of it and fucking plaster and shit. That fucking artificial shit. Motherfuckers be injecting their ass cheeks with whatever they can fucking find and shit, little household products and shit. But no, it would definitely be like the Amalfi Coast, because it seems to be a very interesting scene. If we're talking about big butt cheeks, then probably Brazil. Maybe to go see some of how the life is out there. I heard they party pretty hard out there. But like I said, we got to pick one destination. Like I said, I'd rather go for the scenery. I think you can find interesting people anywhere you go, and you just kind of vibe in, with the locals and see how that goes. But definitely, I think I want to go somewhere for the views, for the scenery. I think that's my major deal. And I know somebody mentioned earlier, Africa is definitely something I want to go see, just to get rid of those stigmas and those false narratives that that we see on TV. And I've spoken with a lot of African people, and they say, man, it's beautiful out there. It's actually much different than what people try to tell you it is, what they show you here on TV. And we kind of briefly mentioned that earlier too. Like, does America show a lot of shit to try to dissuade you from wanting to go certain places, that, we'll sit here and talk about, America's beautiful and all this other great stuff, but you can have a part of a city, even in Houston, especially, or everywhere, you can have a nice ass neighborhood. And it's like this around a lot of universities that I've noticed around the country. It'll be real nice around the university, nice ass neighborhood. And then a couple of blocks away, you talking about the shit looks like a third world country. You'll have hoods, very impoverished areas where, all kind of crime and other kind of shit is going down. And so that's why I say, America will show you what it wants to. We're very good at propaganda in this country too. Not saying that there aren't nice things. There's a lot of stuff to appreciate and enjoy about America, but let's not overlook that, just the way these other countries have some negative shit, a lot of negative shit to see. There's also a lot of beautiful things too, just like we see a lot of beautiful shit here in America, but there's also a lot of negative shit that often tries to get overlooked. So I think that Africa is definitely a place I'd like to go just to kind of see how that works. So
I'm laughing at Heidi. See, that's why I didn't want to answer Heidi's question earlier, because I know Heidi, looking at a lot of her responses, she'll say some crazy stuff. Bring a rape whistle. What the hell? I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. I just had to. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, you got to go international and ask something, because all the ass in America is this. It's like a recent studies show that 75% of the ass in America is fake. Not making shit up, but statistics make some shit sound good. It ain't true. I'm just saying some shit, but it sounds good. God damn, all that much fake ass going on. Goddamn, you wondering where all these white women getting all this ass from? It wasn't always like this. All of a sudden, the white women that popped up on the scene with ass. Hey, look, I'm just fucking with y'all. But I'm just saying that you say stay out of Asia, ain't got no ass. Man, I heard for the lack of ass, they make up with it for it sitting sideways, sitting sideways like a Paul Wall song. But hey, I don't know, neither here nor there. Not my bad. But you know what I'm saying. What you have to do to find out is you'll have to, find an authentic robo-ho creation service and ask for an Asian model, and you see what they send you. And if it sits sideways, then hey, then now you say the Asians starting to get thick. Don't lie. Look, they start eating that American food. It's going to start taking over. They're doing squads and taking back shots. Oh, man.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm too busy laughing at these comments. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. You already know how they do in the den. They get to acting up. But they wouldn't do the Kush did if they didn't. But, but yeah, like I say, man, just and then, like I say, if that's the international ticket. And then, I guess, like I say, that if I was to do some United States stuff, I guess I haven't been out to L.A. It's legal out there now, so I'd probably be able to tolerate some of the liberal activities as long as I can hit the dispensary and just smoke and ignore it. Just let them do whatever crazy bullshit they on and just puff it out with a little bit of smoke. Colorado, I think that would be, because like I say, my friends who they were telling me about it, to me they were so shocked, and I thought that was funny because they were talking about when it was legal, or when it is legal, and so just kind of how people approach it, because especially when you're from a place and it's not legit, you got to be undercover, you got to be low key and sneaky with it. But he was just saying like how open people were. He said all of the little restaurants and shit, they making a killing. He said he seen people outside of Applebee's getting lit and going inside and looking like they was enjoying the meal of their lives and shit like that. But so like I said, I'd like to experience the feel of smoking and being able to enjoy a little weed without having that having to worry about that feeling of looking over your shoulder, feeling like you're doing something negative. When I say, I know you don't participate in too many toxins, if we will, depending on how you perceive it. But like I say, that's just my thing, especially since I've been on my little hiatus for a couple of months now. Say if I was to go back and do it, I'd like the feel of not having to worry about, hey, you know what? I wanted the experience of being able to walk into the store, going and buying something and walking out in public and not being worried about where the cop looking over my shoulder driving this, and just knowing that you A-okay.
I want to answer Joseph Tenney's question. Mm-hmm. He said, how's the females in Colorado? Is it like H-Town? I'm going to tell you right now, hell no. I'm a married man, but I got to tell you, if you meet a woman that's actually from here, they are some of the most dumbest women in the world. I'm sorry. I just gotta say it. I just gotta say it. It's like I don't know. That's why when I met my wife, the whole work ethics, I knew she was Southern. I just knew it. She didn't have to be Texas. But I knew she was Southern because of her work ethic. Because we met at work one time, when I got a job here in Colorado. That's how we met. But I also met some women before I got with my wife that wasn't from Colorado. Man, these are some dumbass women. I'm sorry. So, but anyway, just to answer your question, man, the women in Houston, if you're from Colorado, and I'm putting it like that, because I know, like I said, Colorado is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, military state. So you got a lot of people from other places here, even from other countries here. So if you're talking about somebody that's from Colorado versus somebody from Houston, then I'm going to say Houston women are a lot better looking, a lot more smart, a lot more educated, has a bigger drive, has bigger, ambitions and things like that. My personal opinion. So so just if that answers your question, Jalen.
Okay. All right, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I think that all the bigger body parts too. Yes, the bigger cheeks, the bigger breastises. Is that good old cornbread fed, like you said. Hey, it sits in the right places when it's down south. You got to appreciate that. I see Balin in there threatening. You want to smoke? Okay, you can get. I know you was on your little hot streak. Let me go ahead and, you ain't want to fight earlier. Oh, see, look, as soon as I put it in, look, there you go. Man, look, you was trying to cancel the fight before I could get the scrap in, man. But you know what I'm saying, man. Brazilian, man. Like I said, I told y'all when I was a few years back, I was working at this gym, and I used to I'd get there when it opened. It would open at like 5 a.m. And it was a chick who was Brazilian, although she did not have the Brazilian accent that we so associate with Brazilians. But hey, whatever. She was cool. And we would just kind of chop it up. She was real nice. The owners were fucking dickheads. They used to do it pretty bad. But hey, it is what it is. But she would talk about it. She's like, man, you got to be careful if you ever go to Brazil, because what you may think is a beautiful woman will turn out to be a fucking beautiful man. And so you better be real careful, because they into that other culture. They're what's the word? Let's try to be PC. They're real tranny-ish over there. That's about as PC as I can get. It's a lot of tranny action going on over there. So you got to be careful. So just the same way, that's what I say with the Asian and Spanish country. Look, I'm gonna need a preview before anything gonna try to go down, because look, y'all ain't finna hit me with the okie doke. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Y'all gonna see me on the Kush, and I ain't even gonna be able to look at the camera. I'm just gonna be with my head down the whole time. Just came back from Brazil, and it was cool, Yeah, whatever. It was all right, But yeah, look. I need to see a little peep see real quick. Let me make sure we are both on the same page real quick. But
hey, I'm saying the same thing as in San Francisco too. Really?
Man, that's what I was going. Oh man, that's what I've been saying. I forgot, because I was going to fuck with Ed Man earlier, because he said, where should he move to? I said, with that comment that Ed Man made in the South Sports earlier, he might be trying to move to San Francisco. But who the most attractive coach? And did all that shit. But what the hell do you mean by that, Ed Man? Most attractive coach? You gotta make sure you phrasing stuff right and not sounding suspicious when you you know what I'm saying, certain things. So you got to be more careful. Yeah, because he said attractive coach. Yeah, he called the Sauce Line and asked who do we think was the most attractive coach, and I tried to reorient the question, and I guess that's what they do in some of them other countries. They try to reorient their genders, but I tried to reorient the question for him so it didn't sound so suspicious. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just, but hey, look, I can't save you all the time, Ed Man. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. Hey, I'm trying to look out for you, man. The eight ball was talking bad about you the other day. So hey, I'm trying to look out for you.
But they do got a lot of trainees, and if I'm saying the right term, I don't know what the term is these days. But anyway, they do got a lot of transgenders in San Francisco. That's supposed to be the most gayest city in the world, from what people say. I don't know, because I've been in San Francisco, and whether they're gay or not, they were some cool people. People that I met, some people I hung out with up there, they were some cool people, So I can't really speak on that part because I don't know. But going by what everybody say, oh yeah, and T'Challa, I've been to ATL as well too. My personal opinion about Atlanta, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love the drive and the hustle there. But to me, that is one of the most weirdest places I've ever been. And I can't really put my finger on it on why. And I'm not saying I wouldn't go again. I probably would. But that is just one of the most weirdest places I've ever been. Because the only thing they have to talk about in that city is the strip club, Magic City. No. And I'm like, you ain't got no good culture here. You ain't got no good food. What? What's the best? What's the best thing here to do besides a strip club?
Eating food at the strip club. Goddamn, that's a bad plan. Getting the breakfast buffet at the strip club. That's a bad deal.
I was like, I don't know. That was just weird to me. But it is what it is. I'm not saying the city ain't good. It was a nice city. Don't get me wrong. It's just that to me, I found that weird that that's the best thing you have to talk about is a strip club. And before anybody asks if they haven't already, no, I did not go because I'm not a big fan of strip club. They're not. I'm 41 years old. I've been strip club twice in my whole life, but and I just found that weird. So just thought I had to put that out there. Okay. Now, Baton Rouge. It finally came to my head. Baton Rouge. That's where my mom's from. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But other than that, though, I think people should travel to open up their mind frame. Like you said, said before, it'll give you a better perception about what you think other places, countries, cities, states, whatever, people in general is really like and is really about. You get to see it for your own self. And then when, excuse me, and then when you go, I bet anyone, any kind of money, you have a different perspective of that place than you had before. Because America, I want to go to Africa too. Don't get me wrong. I know I haven't mentioned that, but I do want to go. It's just that the long flights, I just don't want to do it. Not saying I wouldn't do it. I know I would one day, but not saying I wouldn't. But, oh yeah, McVice brought that up. I meant to ask you about it. I'm getting me one of those Soft Sports mugs. I'm getting me one. Okay. Guarantee it. Okay. Promise you.
Okay. I appreciate that. Look, I'm telling you, everything tastes better. I mean, this is not me being biased. I mean, these are pure facts. I mean, even if you're drinking a little bit of water, even some water tastes much better in a Soft Sports mug. I promise you that.
Speaking of that, did you get that package yet?
Man, it was too late to go today because it was closed. But I'm gonna get it first thing in the morning. I'm gonna be there first as soon as they open up. Cause look, I'm trying to get them as right as I can. So first thing in the morning, because I went to go check and I got my little slip. So I'm gonna grab that because I've been waiting on those. They just closed early. So I'm definitely trust me. I'm gonna hit you as soon as I get them. I'm telling you, you gonna know. I might be
okay, because I wanted you to because I kept looking at the tracking and I wanted to see if you got it because it said supposed to got delivered on Thursday. Okay. So I just want to see. But anyway, back to the subject. But I'm giving one of those Soft Sports mugs. I guarantee it. I'm gonna go to the website. I heard you say you're gonna do something to take it down or something like that. You said
because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna consolidate everything to one shop. So this particular mug is on a different website than what HonchoSaucy takes you to. HonchoSaucy it redirects to the shop with the pillows and the teas and everything. But this particular mug is a little bit different. Is on the Zazzle link. So it's in the descriptions on the videos under the Zazzle link. And if you just need it directly, I can shoot it to you. So it'll be a little bit easier to get a hold of because this one It gives you it gives you a better design, then it allows you to kind of pick whatever interior color you want. And so that's pretty cool. The other one, like I said, the one I'm gonna be switching to, it doesn't give you as many options as far as colors with the mug, and those won't say the best sports talk show in Houston. They'll just have the logo on those. So like I said, I'm gonna do these right there for the rest of the month though.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get one, and when I get it, I'm gonna show you that I got it. But so I'm gonna get one in a couple days here. Okay. But anyway, kind of get back to what I got. Kind of now keep it PG because my daughter's in the room right in front of me, so I keep it a little PG. I'm trying to get her out of here. I'm trying to send her hand signals because I know I'm gonna say some stuff that I shouldn't be saying in front of her. But anyway. Okay, coast clear. Okay, cool. I don't want to say some stuff in front of them. But anyway, that's another thing too. I'm old, I can't remember everything. But I'm like I tell everybody, if you do go different places, the best thing to do is try their food. Try their food everywhere. Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Heidi from Argentina? Didn't she say that one time before?
Yes, Heidi is a international traveler. She's kind of like Carmen Sandiego. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where in the world is Heidi? Kleindienst?
Because the reason why I asked that because I visited a restaurant that was supposed to have Argentinian food, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It was here in Colorado, but it wasn't bad. So I was gonna give some props because I thought that's what she said one time before. Okay. Oh, she said yes, she did. Oh, okay, she is. Okay. How you pronounce that? Paraguay.
Paraguays. That's
Paraguay.
A bunch of Paraguays. Oh, okay. That's what I see. Yeah.
And Josephine, Louisiana do got some bomb food. Like I said, my mom is from Louisiana. Trust me. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Trust me. They can throw down, and so do German too. My wife makes a lot of German foods too. Trust me. So, but I'm just telling you, try the food. Trust me. I think that'll open up, that'll open up your mind as well too. Because my personal opinion, I think I got the biggest open mind there is. I think if you open your mind and you're more willing to try something instead of going in with a negative thought to start, you would appreciate something a little bit more. You'll get a better understanding of something a little bit more. So, yeah, I'm finna get my mind to make some gumbo now. But, so I think that's, a good thing. If you try the food, that'll definitely open up your mind.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And I think that can help, solidify some memories, signal, put that on the taste buds, and it will definitely. But what I find funny too is a lot of countries now are adopting American foods. I want to say, was it Kuwait I saw, or something like that? One of those countries, one of those more Islamic, I don't know, Islam, Muslim. Again, I just started lumping all kind of shit together. I'd probably be offending people by doing, but y'all know what the hell I mean. And they eat a lot of McDonald's and pizza. Like Domino's is like legit the shit there. I was watching a little documentary. I'm learning this English language. That shit gonna be dope once I get it. But I was watching a documentary and the chick went there and she got to be a Domino's pizza driver, and they get amped. They be crunk about that shit. Like the pizza man here, they damn near fucking celebrating because the pizza man that pulled up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole live little deal. Like so like I say, it's very interesting. We're in the same predicament. That's funny, Heidi. But you know what I'm saying? Real food versus genetic food. Shit, everything. That's why I was telling y'all the other day, you got to be careful, man, because a lot of this shit, when you go to the store and you buy these things to eat, that shit says food product. You know what I'm saying? Not food. And that's the when it says product after, when the last word, if it has to say food product on it, if it has to tell you that it has something to do in relation with food, you probably shouldn't be eating that shit. That shit probably bad for business because it's probably that should be made in labs, not kitchens. So you got to be careful.
I tell people that too. You don't know really what's in your food unless you on the farm killing the animals yourself. And I know that sounds messed up, but that's where food comes from. But That's where the meats come from. But anyway, and you probably still ain't gonna know because you can't keep up with all the animals eating all the time. So you just don't know. You just gotta, I guess, trust your instincts or like what you like or whatever. I don't know, but you just don't know. You just can't tell. So, but yeah, Man Up. So, do you buy organic foods or at Whole Foods? I'm not a big organic food eater. I am not at all. I'm sorry. I eat what I like. I still love my barbecue. Of course, I'm a Texan, so of course, love my barbecue. I Whenever I can, I'll be barbecuing me some eggs and stuff on the grill and stuff. I don't care. Shoot, put some sausages out there too. I don't care. But yeah, that I eat. I wish they had a Whataburger up here. I'd be tearing this shit up, boy.
Man, you made a real interesting point earlier, and let's say let's see, we're getting close to midnight, so we probably wrap it up in a little bit. But I wanted to touch on this, and I forgot to ask you about it. You talked about Jamaican food in Jamaica versus America, and I kind of want to I want you to kind of expand on it a little bit more. But I want to know if you think the difference is because of the ingredients that they use being naturally from Jamaica, and kind of having those resources close to them, and maybe the Jamaicans in America using more I guess Americanized foods or whatever you want to call it. But what do you think the difference is, and what was the difference in the flavor and the tasting, and just kind of how that your experience was with the food in Jamaica?
I think it's a combination of different things. So let me explain what I mean. The atmosphere, of course, because of all the humidity, it does make your food a little bit more moist and taste better. And then, because it's right there. And then the food doesn't really have to travel from Jamaica to wherever else in the country and here in the United States. So it's more fresh. Kind of like if you're getting seafood and you're on any kind of coast, the east, south, or west coast, whatever, it don't have to travel as far as you do. Like if you come here in Colorado, it's not going to be as fresh, of course, but things like that too. Then, of course, on top of that, the people who makes it, of course, because it's a place here. It closed down now. There's a place here. It was the name of the restaurant was actually called Best Texas Barbecue in Town. You know me, I had to go try it. I took one little bite of that shit. I damn near threw it back in their face, man. You can tell me this is the best Texas barbecue. You give my state a bad rep. But yeah, it's just things that they know how to cook their food. It's kind of like the first time I ever tried a Philly cheesesteak, I was in Philly, and I tried a Philly cheesesteak. I was in Philadelphia, actually, and the same thing. But anyway, and I actually tried one. I'm not going to lie. It looked like dog crap the first time I saw that. I'm like, this crap. But like I said, I'm open-minded, so I tried it, and that was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. So it really depends. If you go to where the source is really from with their foods, I guess you could say, like the Texas barbecue, the Philly cheesesteak, the jerk chicken, jerk pork, from Jamaica, or, New York, they got some good pieces, them big old slices of pieces and stuff. They got some good pieces. So it just depends if you go to where it's originated from, because the people there know how to really put their spin on it, I guess you could say, how to put their touch on it, whatever, how you want to phrase that. Yeah. It makes a big difference, because I know if I make a Philly cheesesteak, I don't know how to make that. You go and you might think, this is what Philly cheesesteak tastes like. Hell no, I ain't gonna never eat this again. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So if you go to someone that knows how to make it, and you in their atmosphere, trust me, you'll see a big difference. Trust me.
Okay. All right. And man, I feel you on that. That misrepresentation of the food, because that was another thing that happened in South Dakota. Was looking for a Mexican restaurant, and we're not looking for one. We came across a Mexican restaurant. I say, okay, hey, a little taste of home. I spent enough time around the Hispanics to know, authentic Hispanic food. And man, I go in it. I ordered, because usually I have, when I go to a new Mexican restaurant, usually if I'm not familiar with it, I want to kind of gauge what it is. I get the same thing to kind of gauge it and compare it to some. So I usually get a torta or something along that lines. And so I think I know I got some nachos, and I want to say I had a torta or some type of enchilada meal. I can't remember exactly what it was. All I know is I couldn't even finish that shit. Like, I'm like, this shit is the hands down worst fucking representation, so-called fraudulent Mexican food that I've ever, like, I was offended. Like, I want to go in the back and fight somebody. Like, how do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm from Texas. Like, we right here on the brink of Mexico. We used to be Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Look. I know at least 10 Mexicans. All right, maybe more. But this shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This shit is trash. You know what I'm saying? And I was extremely offended by them presenting this food to me as Mexican food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I felt like the Texas barbecue.
Yeah, I think the further you get away from it, the worse it get or something.
Yeah, and the man that I said that to did not believe me. And I had to show him the tattoo I got. I'm like, I'm from Texas. I'm like, you cannot sit here and tell me that this is the best Texas barbecue ever. Yeah. So, no. Because people that probably ain't never been to Texas going to be like, no. I am not going to Texas. This is what they barbecue tastes like. No, trust me. I was pissed. And like you said, yeah, I'm not Mexican or anything, but being from Texas, and Texas has a huge population. I don't know the percentage numbers or anything, but has a huge population of Hispanics, Mexicans, Latinos, however you want to phrase that. Again, like you say, I don't know the terminology really. No. But somebody asked earlier, well, who has the best barbecue in Texas? I forget the name of that restaurant. It's like one of those mom and pops. It might not be there anymore. I don't know, but I forget the name of it. And I know it was off of West Little York, and golly, I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, it was a little mom and pop store. I think they had some of the best barbecue ever. But also too, if you go downtown in Houston, Luther's Barbecue. I think that's on. God, I can't think of the name of the street right now either. But Luther's Barbecue has some good barbecue. Trust. Yeah, it's on the north side of Houston. What's the name of that little mom and pop? Golly, it's off of West Montgomery, Little York. I cannot think of the name of it right now. It was a hole in the wall. Trust me, it was a hole in the wall place, and they had some good barbecue. Trust me, they did, because it's like they put their heart and soul into it. But Luther's downtown, yeah, they got some good barbecue too. Trust me, go try.
I like Rudy's. I wouldn't say Rudy's is the best Texas barbecue. I don't know if they're necessarily qualified, but Rudy's is solid. I like Rudy's. Rudy's is, but now to me, it's a little spot out in Pasadena. I want to say it's Grand Prize Barbecue. I want to say it's Grand Prize was the name of it. I want to say it's Grand Prize Barbecue. They got some, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rudy's is serviceable barbecue. If you craving some barbecue and you don't have a real spot, Rudy's will do you right. They what am I saying? The turkey is solid. But Grand Prize Barbecue is legit. You know what I'm saying? Like Grand Prize Barbecue, they definitely are solid. I'm gonna have to call them and tell them they owe me a check for promoting them. But you know what I'm saying? I'm slowly learning. Can't be doing everything for free. But you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely if you in that area, it's definitely something to check out. They're pretty good. I'm still where Broderick. I'm still trying to. I don't know if Broderick's still in the mix, man. I'm still trying to get some of the Broderick brisket. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing rumors, whispers, murmurs, and rumors that the Broderick brisket's supposed to be legit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how to get a hold of some of that, man.
Okay. I gotta ask you this though. No. I'm gonna ask you a question, but first, before I ask you that, I gotta ask you this question. Okay. Have you been to a lot of cities in Texas?
I've been around Texas. I've been more. I've been up north, but I don't really fuck with a lot of North Texas. But I've been around Texas a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Now I gotta ask you this, because I've been all over the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite city to eat in Texas? Besides Houston, because I know you're gonna say that. Yeah,
Houston is the lick. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Because like being honest, like the place I've been have been more, you know, passing through. I've stopped in, so I wouldn't say I've just eaten at a lot of, you know, I guess you would say mom and pops or stuff like. So I guess it'd been more chain places that I've been to. So I don't think I just have a specific favorite as far as places that I've been in Texas that I like to eat the best. I'm trying to really decide, you know, if like I said, because you know you got chain places, so I don't want to say something like that. I'm trying to think of somebody who may have had like a singular location, you know, that might be the only exclusive location that would qualify for this answer. I really can't think of nothing coming directly to mind. But Port Arthur, you ain't lying. What's that spot in Port Arthur? Oh, them motherfuckers got some killer fucking boudin, dog. Oh man. Shit, what's the name of them motherfucking boys? I can't think of them motherfucking shit. 'Cause I remember from the fucking it's in the Bun B video. Damn it, I can't think of the name. Them motherfuckers got some fire ass boudin. But
there's one place in Fifth Ward right off of Lowndes Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Right by that Fiesta, if you're going by that Fiesta on Lowndes Avenue, I can't think of the name of it right now. That's a little small restaurant. Well, not restaurant, it's a little small store. Yeah. They got some fire ass boudin too. I can't think of the name of that place right now. I know the building was brown. I remember that. Right when you pass those train tracks, you're gonna see Fiesta, and then you go two further, you'll see it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of the name.
Man, because I think when I was, like I said, I used to, you know, do some little yard work all over the city. And we'd start off on one side. I mean, we'd hit the whole damn city. And I want to say we stopped by that place. We could sound that. Let me jot that. I'll have to Google it here in a minute. But okay. I think that I know what you're talking about, because I did get some boudin from there because a buddy had recommended it to me. And
look it up right now while we talking. Yeah. It's killing me too. But yeah, they got some fire ass boudin, man. They did. I mean, it was a little mom and pop grocery store. It wasn't nothing fancy about the place at all. I mean, they got the spicy boudin, the hot boudin, the mild. They got the big old long salami sauces. And Heidi, don't say nothing about no salami sauces, because I know you. They got all kinds of stuff. So I cannot think of the name of that place right now, but I just remember what it looked like and exactly where it's at. I could tell you, it's on Lowndes Avenue. If you're going down Lowndes Avenue, you're going to pass up on some train tracks. You're going to see Fiesta. Then like 1 or 2 blocks past that, you're going to see this little brown little store. Mm-hmm. Right across the street from it is a pawn shop. It's I can't think of the name of the pawn shop, but it's a pawn shop right there. But that place got some bomb ass boudin. It got some bomb boudin. I recommend that. Go try it out.
Okay. I'm gonna have to see what's shaking with that. I'm trying to make sure I get to somebody else just actually ended up hitting me about the that link. And so let me pull that up real quick about the make sure I had the Zazzle link in there. But yeah, definitely, man, because I was like that location. It sounds real familiar, and so that's why I mean, it almost rings a bell. So I'm trying to see what's up with that. But you were saying like other places. What was the city you would say yourself that had, you know, the best food or the food that you enjoyed the most in Texas?
I'm gonna say El Paso. I know that's a strange place to say, and I haven't been to El Paso in a while, but I'm going to say, what's the name of it? What is it? No, it's not churro. Where you can fold up your taco and you can drink it. And trust me, that stuff will clog up your arteries, but that's some of the good Mexican food ever. Golly. I can't think. Name of that taco what they call it right now. God dog it. It's killing me. But it's I know you can fold up your taco and you can drink it and stuff. And they got some of the bombest Mexican food I've ever tasted. And I recommend if people go there, go to El Paso, go to one of their restaurants. And once again, I'm a big supporter of small businesses. It was a mom and pop. And whew, I tell you, man, if you can take Mexican food, because I know some Mexican foods, will give you the runs and stuff, but if you can take it, go and try it. I cannot think of the name of the place because it's been years since I've been to El Paso, but go. I'm telling you, just go. Google it. You might see what I'm talking about. I cannot think of the name of it, but if you can go, trust me, try it. You will love it. And I'm trying to find that. They must have closed it down, but I can't find that Fiesta that's on Lowndes Avenue. I'm trying to find it so I can find that. Because I know if I can find that, I can find the street and stuff. I can find that little grocery store I was talking about with the boudin. But yeah, also too, I think too, the best place to go to for like relaxation, if that's what you're in for. Yeah, you're right, McVice. Churros tacos. Thank you. I haven't seen that in a minute. But if you for relaxation, my personal opinion, the best place to go is Miami. I know what people are gonna say. You ain't gotta tell me. I know that what Miami, they got this, they got all this crime, blah blah blah. Like I said, if you take that out your head and you go, you'll learn. You'll experience it. Trust me, you'll love it.
Okay. Miami, the wonders of Latin America without having to leave the United States, and you might run into Will Smith. So I mean, there's a plus, Hey, that's all I'm saying. Huh?
He's there right now?
Have I been to Miami? What were you saying? I didn't catch you.
You said Will Smith. He's there right now in Louisiana?
No. I'm saying in Miami. He got the song, that "Welcome to Miami" song.
Oh,
that he used to have. So,
okay.
Will Smith everywhere. It ain't no catching up with Will Smith. He be all over the place. He climbing buildings and shit.
I don't know if I'm gonna put my phone up to the screen. You might be a little bright to see, but it's on Lowndes Avenue in Shotwell. I'm looking at it right now, and it's a little too bright, but you might see this little brown little store right here. Mm-hmm. That's it right there.
Okay, you say Lowndes Avenue in Shotwell.
Yeah, that's where they got that bomb boudin right there. Okay. You see the street in Shotwell. You gotta go to the store right there. I'm talking about. It's a little small mom and pop grocery store. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right?
I'm trying to say, like, I don't remember the other little spot, but I mean, I'm trying to remember the angle at which we came in. It might not be the same spot, but that sounds super familiar.
And across the street, Easy Pond. That's the punch I was talking about. It's an Easy Pond.
Okay.
Yeah. See, and if you go right, see, there go right there, and across the street right there, there go that Easy Pond. Okay. So if you go to that place, trust me, you'll love it. Okay. You will love it.
Okay. Definitely. Well, here's the deal, folks. I think we're gonna, get ready to wrap it up here. We've been holding down for y'all for a little bit, and I want to say I appreciate everybody who's come through, and I want to say a special shout out to Mr. Man Up for showing up. As is the weekly show. I always appreciate it. I'm glad that we made that a thing. I want to say shout out to everybody who's come through. Teach Holla for it ain't a super chat, but the super love via donation. So definitely thank you for that, and just shout out to everybody for holding down the chat. Shout out to Balin for taking all the L's. You know what I'm saying? He started off on the high street and he started getting his ass whooping. Everybody started taking his sweets. And shout out to Tenny. You know what I'm saying? Always good to see you. But we'll have some mixer action going on after this. I'll get on the mixer here shortly, but we'll do a little bit of mixer action. See what kind of shenanigans we can get into. Anything you want to say, Mr. Man, before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I want to give a special thanks to everybody too. Like you always say, giving us your time. Appreciate it. It's always fun to do this with you. And like you said, I am going to try to make this a weekly thing, either Friday or Saturday, and go from there. It's not going to be every weekend. I know that. I ain't going to miss a couple. But I do appreciate everybody. And also, too, I know this is Kushline, but I am looking for tomorrow's Texan 49ers game.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'm just hoping to watch them play a little bit more. But anyway, but just had to let you know that.
Okay.
I know I haven't done all sports with you in a minute, but just gotta let you know I'm ready for the game. I'm ready for some football.
Yeah, look, the closer we get, man. Man, it feels so much better, to football season coming in. But with that being said, man, hey, y'all already know how it goes, man. I want to say thank you to everybody in the Kush. I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all always make it very entertaining, and I hope y'all got something out of it. I hope Ed Man ain't plotting his trip to San Francisco right now, since he did say it was one of her rumored to be one of the gayest places in the country. He either going to ATL or San Francisco. I don't know which one. He ain't respond too much after that. So that was the last we heard from him. So I think he on TripAdvisor right now trying to get the logistics down. So we'll see what happens next thing. He gonna be over there with used to be the ATL family, but Kenneth all right now. But man, y'all know what it is, man. Like I said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We're gonna be on the mixer in a little bit. Y'all ain't got to go home. Again, I'm inviting y'all to the mixer. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. And with that being said, get the fuck out. I'm gone.